Someone in the group develops a fever, an infected wound, or unexplained pain that won't go away. There's no concept of germs, bacteria, or viruses yet. None of that exists as an idea. So, whatever is happening needs another explanation. And fast, because sickness spreading through a small group is genuinely terrifying. In a group this small, there's nowhere to retreat to. Everyone shares the same fire, the same food, the same air. Sickness doesn't just threaten one person. It threatens the whole group's ability to hunt, gather, and defend itself. And if the sick person happens to be the best hunter, or the leader, that illness can put everyone else at risk too. Life expectancy at this point hovers somewhere around 30, though mostly because so many died young. Survive childhood, and you had a real shot at your 50s. One common explanation: evil spirits or angry ancestors taking hold of the body. In some cultures, sickness means a piece of someone's soul has been stolen away. Others believed illness could be diagnosed through dreams, or by reading animal bones thrown onto the ground. A sick child was often seen as an even darker omen than a sick adult. Another explanation: bad air, itself carrying the sickness. An idea that would somehow stick around for thousands of years. For most of human history, this was simply accepted fact. Illness could also be seen as punishment, breaking a taboo, angering something that shouldn't be angered. Later civilizations would try to explain it all more systematically. The four humors, the idea that sickness meant fluids inside the body had fallen out of balance. Herbal remedies come first. A few genuinely work. Most are just hopeful guesswork. Willow bark, garlic, honey. The same ingredients show up again and again across completely unconnected cultures worldwide. Certain remedies involved eating parts of an animal believed to carry the strength needed to fight off the illness. A healer might step in next, performing rituals meant to drive out whatever's causing it. Chanting, smoke, drumming. The ritual itself might do almost nothing medically, but it does something else. It makes a terrified, dying person feel less alone. Sweat lodges and fasting were common too, ways of physically forcing whatever was wrong out of the body. The sick person might also be isolated, partly protection, partly just fear winning out over compassion. Over time, that instinct evolves into something closer to real quarantine, one of the only genuinely effective tools available for thousands of years. But not every attempted cure was harmless. A few almost certainly did more damage than the illness itself. In extreme cases, healers would drill a hole directly into the skull, trying to release whatever was trapped inside. The tools for something like this were shockingly simple: sharpened stone or flint, nothing more. And once civilizations grow larger, bloodletting joins the toolkit, draining blood to rebalance the body. It would stay in use for literally thousands of years. Most serious illness is essentially a death sentence. There's no real treatment waiting on the other side. Infection kills far more people than any predator ever does. Even a small cut, left untreated, can turn fatal within days. Childbirth might be the single most dangerous moment in a woman's entire life. Infection, here, kills constantly, with no way to prevent it. A disease that seems minor today, like measles or the flu, could tear through an entire settlement with devastating speed. With no way to identify contagion, sick and healthy often stayed in exactly the same space, making outbreaks nearly impossible to contain. Entire communities could be wiped out by a single outbreak without ever understanding why it was spreading in the first place. Here's the surprising part. A handful of those remedies genuinely worked, just for reasons nobody could have known. That willow bark, it contains a real precursor to modern aspirin. Honey is naturally antibacterial, which is exactly why it kept appearing as a wound treatment across cultures that never had any contact with each other. Moldy substances were pressed onto wounds long before anyone had the faintest idea what penicillin was. Maggots, believe it or not, were placed on wounds deliberately. They eat only dead tissue and leave healthy flesh alone, a practice modern medicine still occasionally uses today. And that skull drilling? Patients actually survived it. Archaeologists have found skulls where the bone healed completely afterward. A few skulls even show multiple separate surgeries, all healed, meaning the same person survived being drilled into more than once. Ancient Egyptian records describe surgical procedures with genuine anatomical detail, thousands of years before germ theory existed. Out of all this, the healer becomes one of humanity's first specialized jobs, someone whose entire purpose is keeping everyone else alive. That role eventually splits into priest, herbalist, surgeon, the earliest building blocks of what would one day become modern medicine. It took until the 1800s for medicine to seriously catch up with germ theory. That's most of human history spent simply guessing. A scientist looking through a microscope finally proved that invisible organisms, not spirits, not bad air, were the cause all along. So next time a tablet fixes your headache in 20 minutes, maybe just appreciate that for a second.